even like a...
All right, guys, so here is a medical liquid oxygen tank. I've already made a couple of these. Basically, I transformed them into a Solo-like stove, and it's very effective. So first I start by dismantling all the top components, which I can show you. It's cold here, so I have my coveralls on. So there's all the piping and ducting, so you just have to kind of remove all that stuff and vent if there's anything left in there. This one should be empty, but I always want to open and vent it before cutting into it. So that's what we'll start with doing, and I'll follow up with you after I get some of it loose. All right, so the basic tools that I've used so far is just basically a flathead and adjustable, but it depends on the tank. The design of the lines can be different. Now, this is the main line coming out. I always open those up. Just to make sure that, oh, that's right. I'm gonna have to get a different wrench. All right. Alright, now, alright, for this next part, first of all, I apologize about the lighting. I don't do this to make money or anything else, and honestly, it's more so just to help people. I'm probably not somebody you actually even want to follow because my stuff's so random. Alright, so here's what I have. So I came up with this measurement. I found that it works best if I measure from that top weld down to start. So basically you want right around 11 inches is what I go off of. I think I gave it slightly over because then I was able to get a whole number. They're not all consistent sizes, so I went 15 inches traced around there. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll tape that line because it's easier to follow a tape line. If you grind away the marker, it's hard to see where the line actually is, whereas if you have the tape. Now the tape also makes a little bit of a mess because it burns and gets sticky and stinks. So I'm not sure what's actually best, but I'm gonna get to grinding. I don't have my contacts in right now, so I'm actually gonna wear a motorcycle helmet, try not to mock me too much. Here's show you the inside. Basically the basic size of this is underneath this expanded metal is a Weber grill grate. I think it's a 13 inch or 12 inch. I'll measure it later. And then I cut the ends off just so it fits over the screw attach points, which I have 4 of. Measurements will follow with that. And underneath here is a small hole in the pan, which you'll see when I start cutting into this other canister. So that's what we'll get down to do. All right, so I'm done with my first cut. I'll separate it. I'll show you what's inside one of these. All right. So inside of this tank, it's just layers and layers of foil paper with, let's see if I can get over here. So it's just layers and layers of this foil paper. Paper, foil, paper, foil. You just peel all this away, and what you'll see is the inside layer once we get to the bottom of it. There's a lot of it here, trust me. All right, there you go. So the bottom of all that foil paper, and in between the 2 walls, so there's the outer wall, inner wall, that's your other layer. So what I actually used for the bottom, or the inside of the stove, is this part then. So I cut off the top as the, this is the outside layer of the stove. The inside is actually going to be the base here. So I'll make a cut and remove this because I actually like, there's a little tray here, has pellets in it. I'll show you how to remove that, but this little tray, what I ended up doing was cutting vents in the side here so that the heat reflects back up into the burner area, and you get a hotter burn with less ash. There's almost nothing left when you're done with a fire with one of these. Okay, so let me get, all right. Now that I have the bottom cut off, the next part is to measure up 7 inches from that bottom weld, as you'll see me do here next. And then we'll cut that section off, and that'll be the actual burner area of the stove. So this weld right here, measure up 7 inches, and that seems to be about the perfect size. Now what I like to do is hold my marker on my thumb at the 7 inches and just follow it around the weld.